just speaking to my daughter the other day, and I
Yeah,
was
that's my homie. Which one?
Jayana,
Okay, okay,
and I
okay.
was talking to her about the importance of having a plan. Because if you don't have a plan for life, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up on somebody else's plan.
You don't plan to fail.
Pretty much, right? How important is it for you to have a plan, like a day-to-day schedule that you're following? How important is that for you?
Oh, that's it's super important. I remember year and a half ago, I believe I gave you this book called The Daily Laws,
Facts.
right? And having a certain level of structure that you're doing every day, it takes away the unknown, it takes away anxiety, and it just streamlines everything that you really need. But here's the thing, when you have systems in place, the moment you lose that system, things start to become in disarray,
Right.
you know?
That's a fact.
So the faster you can find a system or create a system for yourself, that's always gonna be the better. I'm big on like 10-week plans. I'm
Mm,
big on 10-week plans. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What can you do right now? And then plan out week by week, and you'll be able to see it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that understanding that principle, that system, because I don't think most people realize that everything in life is really a system. Every
Everything.
job has a system. If you go to a job, you're joining somebody's system
Fall in
to
line.
help it function, right? I think even even nature have winter, summer, spring, and it follows each other in succession every single year. Summer follows fall. I mean, fall follows summer, and then winter follows fall.
That's a
Right,
fact.
every single year without change. So I think everybody should have a system if they plan on making their life successful, and they don't end up somewhere where they don't want to be. Um, Last year, before the end of the year, I seen you post this picture, and I want to ask you to speak on this. It's you and Tim. Say, rest up, friend. Um, Obviously, he died just a couple days before the new year.
Mhm.
Um, how did his death affect you?
It allowed me to understand that the time that we're here is definitely is shorter than we expect. And that's gonna be for everybody, you know? Uh it didn't shake me up too crazy, to be honest with you. I felt sad. I felt it. However, like the way I view death, it's a little bit different now, you know? So
Mm. There's a scripture in the Bible, right? Um, I'm gonna read it so that you can hear. I want your take on it, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially when there's nothing tragic going on, we just live life and we don't consider God, death. We're just concerned with nothing but fun, right? So I want to hear your opinion on this. It
mhm.
says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to heart." So basically, the scripture is saying that it's better to go to a funeral because a funeral is going to bring you back to the reality that this is your end and this is you someday.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
For the longest, I didn't want to be in funerals and things like this,
Mm,
you know, for the longest. But overall, I just started to tell myself like, damn, if this is really your homie, your dog, your friend, take that time, see him off, you know.
mm.
But yeah,
So you weren't really planning on going to the funeral, or initially?
I ain't going to nobody funeral.
Mm.
For what?
You scared of death? You scared of seeing somebody in the casket?
No, it's not that I'm scared of death, bro. And I am going to his funeral. Damn, I done said I was gonna go. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna go. However, it's just I like to think of whoever I was rocking with in the best light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to see you like that. I seen you with a whole bunch of life. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? Karate chopping niggas, slamming niggas, all sorts of stuff.
mm,
Giving advice,
mm.
you know. I don't want to see you when you silent. Cause most of the time when I saw my boy when he was silent, he was in pain. So
Right.
yeah.
No, that makes sense. I know I've seen a lot of people say that on the internet. They don't go to funerals because they want to remember the person alive and they don't want their last memory of the person to be in a casket. So I guess that's one way to look at it. Me personally, I embrace it all. I think I want life to touch me, the good and the bad. You see what I'm saying? I want all of what life has to offer. The good emotions, the bad emotions. So me personally, I don't mind looking at somebody in a casket, but everybody's different.
So boom, my rebuttal to that is do you feel as if you should take on pain that you don't necessarily isn't warranted for you just because you want to embrace it?
No, I don't think unnecessary pain is necessary.